Sheehan, and I wanted to take today to go in a different direction. If you've been following along on my blog, you've noticed a lot of what I share is the tools and techniques to become more successful, marketing online, and some of my own philosophies and things that I've worked. But today I want to take just a little bit of a different direction. And the question is, what would you do, and what would happen to you, or what would you do if you were in a coma? And this hits very close to home because I had a relative recently who was a 20-something, who was in a very serious car accident and is now in a coma. He lives out west, and his family lives in the Midwest. And when they heard about the accident, they immediately jumped on a plane to be by his side. But what was found out later is, as they wanted to engage the hospital on continuing treatment for him, they were not part of the conversation. They were not allowed, or they did not have the right to make any type of decisions related to his health care. And it was very, shocking and upsetting to them. But let's just take a step back. He's an adult. He did not give them the right to do that. And that's the significance and the purpose of having what's called a power of attorney, or a healthcare power of attorney. A very simple piece of paper where you, in your right frame of mind, not injured, not experiencing any trauma, have made a choice and given the rights to somebody to make a decision, healthcare decisions for you when you're not able to do that, certainly when you're in a coma. But you'd say, wait a minute, this is his father, mother, aunt, grandmother. Certainly, these are folks that love him. Well, you know what? That hospital administrator, that surgeon, that nurse, they have no idea what the relationship was that child or that adult had with their relatives. And they have that person, that patient, as he's sitting there, he may not want those folks within a mile of him making healthcare decisions. They don't know. So just because you're a parent, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, a sister, does not give you the right to make decisions for your adult son, grandson, nephew, or niece. So it seems to make common sense on one side, certainly makes common sense on the other side. So what I want to leave you today with is, if you don't have one and you're a single adult, because again, I am not an attorney, so do not take my advice. If any of this hits home, find an estate planning attorney or an attorney who writes wills and trusts, and sit down and have a conversation with them. I am not an attorney, so please do not take my word on this. I'm just sharing my opinion. But what you need to do is to have a healthcare power of attorney written up. Frankly, you should have a will. But again, if you're a husband and wife, you're the power of attorney for your respective partner, your respective spouse. But if you're a single adult over 18 and you have not named someone as power of attorney with a document, the hospital is in essence in charge of that person's health care. So if you're a single adult over 18, I urge you to seek out a professional attorney, a professional law, estate planning attorney, to have a healthcare power of attorney written up. And go the extra mile and have a full-fledged will that includes a healthcare power of attorney. It includes a financial healthcare power of attorney, because that's the other part of it, is that a financial power of attorney will give that somebody the right to basically handle your money when you're incapacitated. And then also the living will, which that is basically stating if you are, again, unconscious, a coma, it basically states how you would want to be kept alive in an unfortunate situation. So you have the living will, the healthcare power of attorney, the financial power of attorney. You want to have all this paper in line. Going to have the person that you want to be in control of that named in that, and it really brought some sense of urgency to me, because I have older adult children, which I never thought about it. So that was the first phone call I made to them to make sure they had it. And then I had another family member who was reaching out to their children who are adults, single adults, to do the same thing. So very simple process. It can eliminate a lot of aggravation, a lot of pain during a very unfortunate situation by having this paperwork set up in force. And then, two, when you do name someone inside of that will, make sure they have a copy. You keep the original, but they have a copy. I've known folks that had wills and trusts written up, and they named folks to be the executors or the power of attorneys inside of those, and the person never knew it because the person who wrote up the will or trust never told them. So make sure that when you do name someone in that to be your power of attorney, your executor, that you give them a copy of it as well. So just wanted to share this with you. Hopefully it was of value. And until next time, this is Mike Sheehan signing off.